Welcome back to an action figure review. In this review, we're going to be taking a look at Hasbro's Marvel Infinite Series Marvel's the Chameleon 1/18 scale action figure. This figure basically just comes on a slender card back. At the top we have the Marvel logo, Infinite Series below that, and we have a few circles there with we have Thor's hammer, Captain American's shield, Iron Man, and Hulk fist. And just below that, the remaining of the card, we have the bubble that's showing the action figure, the Chameleon, with his accessories. Here on the bottom, there is a warning. Chucky has a small parts for children under the age of 3. We have this age recommendation for 4 and above and multiple languages. Then we have the Marvel's Chameleon nameplate and the Hasbro logo. There is nothing to see for the sides of the packaging. The back of the packaging shows the figure, the Marvel Infinite Series logo. Here is some information here. A Master of Disguise. Dimitri, I'm not going to brutalize that last name, uses face-changing serum to become nearly unstoppable enemy. And here at the bottom, here are some of the figures that were available when this figure was released. A bunch of legal information, company information in various languages. And there is a UPC, if that helps you at all. Overall, pretty decent looking packaging. So let's go ahead and take a look at the figure outside of the packaging. Okay, here is the Chameleon outside of the packaging. He's a pretty basic figure and not a lot to look at. He has his head sculpt, obviously, a black undershirt and a blue suit. And some black dress shoes. Not too bad. Let's take a look at that head sculpt. Not too bad. It's like an off white with some very, very light gray in there. It does break it up pretty decently. Unique face. His nose is more of a reptile looking nose. Normal mouth and eyes are painted okay. He has normal ears. Just done some paint bulging there. So it's like the head is definitely painted. See if I can get that to focus. Let's try to zoom out. See right by his ear there, some paint. This camera does not like that head sculpt. So he has his blue suit, black undershirt. His black shirt is coming out under his sleeves of his suit jacket. Blue pants, black boots, like I said. And then we have some kind of numbering on the back of his leg there. For the articulation, his head is on a ball joint. It does look down. It just moves barely. It does rotate 360. It looks like his neck is painted a flesh color and does not match his head sculpt coloring. There's no side to side. Arms are on a ball joint. They will rotate out when you move them due to the style of jacket. We have a rotation at the wrist of 360. We have bendable elbows. Shy of 90. That's pretty close. It's more closer to 90 than this one is. The wrist are just a rotation of 360. That's very stiff. The hands are just terrible. Absolutely the worst hand sculpts that you probably could ask for on a figure. Something you'd find for $1 figure, not a $10 or $12 action figure. Terrible hands. Definitely takes away from the figure. Figure does not sit at all because of his sculpt. Barely any outs because his legs catch the bottom of his jacket. He does have bendable knees, and they are single jointed knees. They are not double. His ankles, we have a swivel 360. And not sure if there's any joint there. It's not allowing me to move any pivot down, so I cannot tell if there's a joint there. I mean, it moves a bit, not much. So that's it. Very basic figure. This is, to my knowledge, the only offering currently of this video available for a 1/18 scale Chameleon figure. If you are trying to create your villains for your 1/18 scale Spider-Man. Very nice. Very cool. What's really unique about this figure is his two accessories. First off, we have the Spider-Man type head. Now, he does have teeth and eyeballs on the Spider-Man textured head. Let's take a look at that on the actual figure. So here he is with the Spider-Man head that he has changed itself to. Not much to see there, just kind of unique. Not sure why he would he be going with in a trying to, you know, portray himself as somebody else. All right, the last head that he comes with is a what I believe looks like is a Norman Osborn head. Painted pretty good, brown hair, brown eyebrows, eyes are painted pretty decently. The mouth and nose, average. Let's take a look and see how that looks on the figure. Okay, here is the what I believe is the Norman Osborn head. Now, the real selling point for this figure would be the multiple heads. So, outside the Spider-Man one, you have the Chameleon. You'd have that figure. Then, if you bought additional figures, you would have a Norman Osborn in a suit. Instead of the Spider-Man head, I think they would probably sold better if they had like maybe a J. Jonah Jameson head. But that's just my opinion. Alright, now that we switch back to the Chameleon head, let's go ahead and just do our wrap up. To recommend a figure, if you can find it cheap enough, it's probably worth just getting the Chameleon or having a Norman Osborn head. But overall, it's a very basic figure, basic in design, sculpt, articulation, playability. You're not going to get him to sit, so you make sure you have a stand around type figure. And you do have the suit, so you have many options, and I'm sure some of the other offerings for the Marvel Infinite Series heads may fit the suit style. So that's something to keep in mind. Basically, getting a suit body for a decent price wouldn't be bad, but it's very basic. So that's pretty much it. The hands are terrible, absolutely ridiculous sculpt. There's no accessories from the hold, so it probably would have been better if they went with a straight hand type figure or type sculpt, but they didn't. So, but it is what it is, and hope you guys enjoyed this look at the Marvel's Chameleon figure. If you did, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate it. Please like and share the video. Wish you guys happy collecting. You guys stay safe. And we'll see you in our next review.